turned out good. I didn't even plan it or anything.
It's just that you were coming for your lesson.
Oh, I almost forgot that.
You mean you almost didn't come?
No, I remembered. I forgot to look at my calendar and I was thinking of it sitting at home on the table and thinking, oh yeah, I know what it says.
Okay, so that now you're grounded. You're allowing your neck to be free. Free neck lengthens, and as it lengthens, as your neck lengthens, it's going to free your head into the forward. You have free knees. With free knees, you can come up off of your hip joint. You can lengthen off of your hip joint. Your head forward and up off the end of the spine. Torso lengthening, widening. Movement starting with the knees. You're still lengthening up to front. As your knees bend, you can bend forward off the end of the spine. Torso lengthening, widening, allowing yourself to lengthen. Now it is a long ways down.
Yeah.
So at the end, there's a tendency to wonder where's the chair. So you have to take it for granted that I wouldn't let you fall. Getting forward and up, knees are forward and away. Torso lengthening and widening. You're coming up from the front, head forward and up. Your torso lengthening and widening, and as you're here, lengthening, you're widening, your head forward, off the end of the spine, and lengthening, without finishing the movement, but thinking of lengthening, letting yourself come up three-dimensionally, fanning out into it, allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen, head forward, off the end of the spine. Knees are forward and up. Forward and away. Your head is forward and up. Knees, movement starts down here with the knees, but you're still lengthening, and your torso staying back and up. You're staying back of your legs as your knees come forward. Your head still forward off the end of the spine. You're letting your knees bend forward and away. Knees are bending forward. You're staying back. Stay back, stay back, stay back as your knees come forward. Stay back as your knees come forward. Stay back as your knees come forward. Your head forward off the end of the spine, and you're letting go at the hip joint to come on. Find your sit bones and you can move on your joint. Allowing yourself to expand, your torso to lengthen, to widen, shoulders are away and forward off the end of the spine. Torso lengthening, widening. What you're going to see here is just here. So we just might as well move. Allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen, fanning out into width. Allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen. Allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen. Allowing your back to expand, your torso to lengthen, to widen. Knees are forward. Head forward off the end of the spine. Torso is lengthening, widening. I'll come to your hip joint.
I can really feel this hip joint wanting to pull, for the leg to pull into it.
Yeah. So we have to get to that one. But since I was on this side, I came to this one first. All right, now your torso is coming up in between my hands. I mean, in between my thumb and my hand, my finger. So you're coming up from the sit bones and from your hip joint. At the same time, your leg come away. Your knees are forward. Your torso's lengthening, widening. Okay, now, what you want to do is always come to do that, a little bit to lift your chin. So I'm coming back here. I just keep coming back, reminding that your head is forward from the base of the skull. Your torso. Allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen. Allowing your torso to lengthen from the hip joint. Your knees are forward. And then coming away from the hip joint. It's coming out from the hip joint three-dimensionally. That's nice. And it was coming up from the ground right away there. So, okay, so that now I still feel tension in here, so I'm going to. Ask it to come away. Knees are forward. Torso's lengthening, widening. So now you're coming up from the hip. Okay, up through that inner calf from the ground and the ankle. I didn't do this leg because I was not ready to get to the other one, so I didn't really finish this one. Oh, yeah, that's nice. So what I feel for, wait for, is your release, which tells me that's nice. I can do something. I can take it by telling you that you can come up from the ground, that your foot is knees are forward, your torso's lengthening, widening, shoulders are away, knees are forward, your torso lengthening three-dimensionally off of the sit bones up in the hip joint, and you can move forward, your head forward off the end of the spine. Your torso stays back and up, or your ribs stay with the. Okay, so what you don't want to leave with the ribs. Now, if you're here, your head's still forward, isn't it? Okay. Torso lengthening, widening. Now, this will be help for you too, because you'll see what you do, you know. So that, okay, now you're here. Oh, I would like to come underneath here and tell you you can open up underneath your sit bones.
That changed the leg too.
Yeah.
This leg, it felt like.
Yeah, because what happens is that as this opens up, it also releases that.
The holding of the leg.
Yeah, the inner. Okay, so that now you're moving, letting go of this side. So now we can get you to move on that joint in one piece, and your head still leading you into the lymph, allowing yourself to lengthen to the widen, head forward and up. Now if you think of your torso as lengthening, it's coming, that whole three-dimensional torso coming from in between your legs, that is, the front is coming, and it's behind your face, because that's your front continues all the way up. Beautiful. Nice. And now when we move you,
It's more like one unit.
yeah. Torso's lengthening, widening, you're fanning out into width. Allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen. You're expanding three-dimensionally, fanning out into width, coming up through the armpit. That's nice. Allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen, and moving your arm. You have a soft elbow because you don't really need it. You don't need the elbow. That's nice. Now you stay centered. So Here. You're still centered, your head's still forward and up off the end of the spine. You're releasing out from the center, from the back, across the upper back, from your spine, from your sternum in the front. You're releasing and letting your arm. Head forward. And up. You're fanning out into it. Ribs are backing up. So ribs are following your lengthening spine. Because your spine is lengthening, the ribs are going to follow or go. They have to go with the spine. That's where they're attached. Your fingers lead. Okay, now you're still lengthening up three-dimensionally. Staying with your center, releasing out across the front and back from that, letting go, letting me have the weight of all this. I just wish I had a couple of more hands.
What would you say with those hands?
Well, I would like two hands, one to support the elbow and one to support the hand. Okay, then you could give this up, so you don't have to hold here.
See, yeah.
You don't have to hold on to here at all. You don't have to. And you can release across the front and across the back. See, if I can be like this, but then I don't have a hand to tell you
On my shoulder.
on your torso or anything else. But you can stay, because your mind can be there, can't it? Your thoughts can be at that. That's it, nice. Across the front and across the back. And you can still allow you to move, and your head forward and up, and your torso. That's it, lovely. Your back stays back. Your torso lengthens, widens. Shoulders are away. And as you're moving forward, as you're coming forward, your knees are going to have to come apart. But they're not going to come very far, no matter what we do here. We don't have them organized for that. Alright, so now when you turn your head, think of something. You have a swivel right in the center of your head, middle of your ears, in between your ears. Okay? Now your head is going to move on that swivel, and your nose is going to do the turning. The nose is going to take you around on that swivel.
No, that's different.
All right? The same thing. But so the tendency is to let the chin to come around, but you don't really need to do that. Because all you're doing is taking your nose around on that swivel, huh? Okay, so that
Well, I think also the tendency for me is the way the eyes move, you know?
Yeah.
They think they know where they're going, I think.
Well, everybody, all of us are like that, you know, it's not just your eyes. Okay, so that now if you think of your fingers as leading and your arm is just hanging there, hanging out of the joint, and it's hanging down to the, just hanging out there, that's it. It's just there, and your fingers lead and your hand can move up. And your ribs still stay back and up. Your ribs still stay back and up. So you're really coming, well, that's it, nice, right up through that torso, huh? And now, the elbow, your shoulder has to come down towards the window, towards the mirror, I'm sorry. You don't need this to come, take your arm down, it's just coming down to the side there. You can breathe up and out. And your neck is free, and your head is forward and up, and your torso's lengthening, widening, your shoulders are away. And you're allowing yourself to lengthen, to widen, your knees, your fingers are leading. Your shoulder blade is nice and resting down back in here. Ah, that's nice, so that when you're... so the movement doesn't really. Now if your fingers are pointing, that's rotating inward, that's going to help that happen there. Your fingers lead, you're moving right up through you, huh? Nice. So that's underneath the shoulder blade, coming up the front, your fingers going up towards the ceiling, and you're moving up, and you're coming up through the armpit also. That's lovely. And your fingers moving up, your fingers moving up through the armpit so that you can, there we are, nice. And there may be even more there. We don't know what there is. We don't know, but it's the fingers that have to do the work. It's the fingers that have to lead. I don't think we can get any more out of that.
Stop, look in my eyes.
Well, you're pretty high up there. Well, I think, part of getting the arm up is getting that whole shoulder girdle off of the rib cage, so it's not attached to the rib cage.
Right.
So that you're not lifting your arm with your ribs.
Your ribs, yeah. Or bracing it.
Or whatever it is.
Supporting it.
Okay, so then I'll be taking back, and forward, and back, and back.
When you free a shoulder like that, it's easier to move the
whole torso.
whole torso.
Well, what I think, see what happens when you're freeing this,
You're
getting a support in the torso. What's happening is that you're getting the support in the torso, which allows the shoulder to be free. It's not the shoulder that's freeing that does this for the torso, but it's like the torso lengthening and widening frees the shoulder and allows the shoulder to come up, and that's what does it.
Yeah.
So that now you're staying back and up, so that whole, you're moving up through your torso, fanning out into width, and that's lovely. Good. Now if you're coming down, so you're going to because what you want to do is to have that shoulder moving out. And see, you're very careful. You don't want it to come down frontwards again,
right.
Rolled forward, because that's what we want to get that whole thing, whole shot. That's nice. Out your fingers. So that's all the way down there through to your fingers, and that energy, Lord, that's nice. The arms just flow right up. And if we keep the hand rotated inward, that's because that upper arm has to be rotated.
To keep from going.
No, because otherwise you can't take it up like this.
Oh, really?
Because bone hits bone. When you get to the anatomy.
I think I have a clear picture.
Okay, now your head's still forward and up. Your torso lengthening, widening. That's nice, beautiful. Your fingers are leading, and you have these diagonals, and with that diagonal you also have to come up through the armpit, because that whole torso underneath the shoulder girdle, beautiful, huh? That's nice. Well, that's the way this goes.
Yeah.
Now you're lengthening, widening, your neck is free, your head forward and up, and your torso lengthening, widening, your head forward off the end of the spine, your torso lengthening, widening, and fanning out into it. Allowing yourself, lengthen, widen. Knees are forward.
This doesn't fit.
What? No, well, I have to see, because I don't know whether it's closed or you. So I have to measure, yes, it's the clothes, it's not you. Knees are forward. Torso's lengthening, widening. Now you're still lengthening away from the hip joint, and your leg is still, that's nice, it's still lengthening away from, and your head is forward and out. Forward and up. If you feel the weight of your head there, if you feel your head, then it's not forward.
Well, that's interesting. I never really knew I was feeling the weight of my head at all. But now I know it's
You begin to
go the other way.
Once you don't feel it, then you know. It's not that you know what. When you don't feel it, then you know what it is like when you do feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now your torso's lengthening away from the leg lengthening away from the torso. Allow yourself to widen. Now if you sink knees forward and back and up, and beautiful. You're really out there on your knees, your back stays back, your torso's lengthening and widening, knees are forward, your legs away from the hip joint, head forward and up, and you're lengthening front and back, so that length is continuous beyond your sternum. Knees are still forward. And your torso lengthening, widening. Your heels is nice into the ground. Your head is going up from the crown of the head. Your head forward and up. Neck is torso. Neck is back. Jaw is head. Head is forward off the end of the spine. So you're getting a whole bunch of messages from my fingers. And whenever you're ready, because this is your readiness, you're going to come forward on your hip joint. Now your head doesn't know how to do this. All your head can do is let you lengthen, allow you to lengthen. But where you're moving from is your hip joint. You're going to come up, you're coming forward on your joint, your head still going up, your head still going up, forward. That's nice. Oh, lovely. The ribs don't know how to do this either. So the ribs stay back, nice. And you're out. Beautiful. So it's knees forward, head forward, and you're coming on your joint. And your head forward and up. And your head forward. Back. And without finishing the movement, just allowing yourself to lengthen. And as you're lengthening, you got a little taller here. And forward and up, torso length. So that now, when you want to look at yourself, again, you're thinking of it on that swivel. Because when you lift the chin to do, there's a tendency then to lean.
Come back in the back.
Yeah. So that now what you're doing really is continuing that length three-dimensionally, front and back, and as you're lengthening, your knees can bend because you're still lengthening, you're still coming up off of your hip joint, your knees can bend and you can stay back. You can stay back and your knees can bend and you can still stay back even though your knees are bending forward. You're still staying back and your knees bending forward. Okay. Widening. And you can, whoops, I'm sorry, I left you too soon then. I didn't stay with you. So that was me. I was let your knees bend. And you're coming back and your head forward and up and your torso is beautiful. Now you're still lengthening, you're still widening your head forward and up. You're taking your weight into you. And letting yourself lengthen three-dimensionally, moving up. And as your head is forward and up, your torso is lengthening, widening. You're coming up, and you're going to let go of your knees, and you're going to let go of your knees, and you're going to let go of your knees. And you're going to let go of your knees. Alright? And your head forward and up, and as you're lengthening, I take that walking too, can't you? And you're going to have to, okay, so let your eyes take you all the way around here, because maybe you're going to have, let your eyes take you, start moving with your eyes. Let your eyes do it, let your eyes do it, let your eyes do it, let them take you walking this way. So let your eye, I guess when I was saying that I didn't really finish saying was let your eyes take you into the turn. Yes. Yeah. So let your eyes take you into the turn. Let your eyes take you into the turn. Let your eyes. All right.
This in somebody's class we did a lot of just eye movements and exploring where the occipital joint is, and it was really quite interesting, the habits that you have with your eyes.
Yeah. Okay, see here, if you're here and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're grounded, you're nice and comfortable, and you whatever it is that you're doing here, all right, you're looking. Okay, now, if your head is nicely balanced there, okay, now, you're going to start with your eyes, and let your eyes move around. Let your eyes move first, and then you're going to follow your eyes. You follow where your eyes take you, and they're going to go all the way around. You might let this knee bend. Well, okay, come on back.
Okay. You just want to
see what happens, because you probably did that in the class too.
It was a long time ago, so I forget exactly where we took it.
Yeah. You just stay there. Let your eyes move. Let your eyes take you around. Let your eyes take you around. You're just going to follow where your eyes take you. And you might let this knee bend. That's all right when you need to. Because your eyes maybe can take you even further, can't they?
Right.
Okay?
Coming back is...
Do the same thing, then go in the other direction. But you're starting with your eyes. You're starting with your eyes. And let your eyes take you around. Let your eyes.
One side is definitely...
And this knee can bend. That knee can bend if you know, because you can still move, can't you?
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? How far you can get around that way? Yeah. You can take it walking, so you can. That won't be on your walking. This won't be on the video. Forward. Okay, so now since your habit is to want to lift the chin, it's something to think about, that you let it feel wrong.
Yeah.
Let it feel.
Actually, it feels pretty good. It doesn't feel wrong.
Yeah, because you don't get, you're not getting the weight of the head and the back.
Yeah. Which probably goes all through the back.
Yes,
too.
yes, some of you, yeah. Also, it tends to push you out here in your ribs, because then, whatever it is, you get all of those curves.
Oh, that's very different.
And it's nice and free now, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, this is
of me the way I was.
Picture.